All right, so now here's the deal. You get your bread. Now, obviously, one of the most important things you can do here is making sure that your bread is even. So you want to get parts like that are like that. So when they do that, you want them to all match up when it puts together. I know that's minor, but that's how it is. So there's that. Second of all, if you suffer from arachabutrophobia is the fear of peanut butter sticking to the roof of your mouth. Now, it's not so much a fear that I have, it's just a bother. And that's how I developed my way of making peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, and this is what it really comes down to. So to get away from that fear or letting that happen, here's the important part. When you're taking your jelly, now, first thing you do is you take your jelly and you make sure that it's thoroughly mixed up in the jar itself anyway. You don't want to just get it when it's all lumped up like that. So you want to make sure that it's like that. Secondly, you take it and you're putting it on here. Now, when you're putting it on here, you don't put very much on here, and here's why. One, it'll be too messy, and two, you're making sure that you're touching every single part to the edge. You must go to the edge with a thin layer of of jelly, a very thin layer like this. And this is what you're doing. So you're coming that around here and doing that, and you're getting it. If you'll notice, it's just a dusting, if you will, a coating. It's just a hint, but it's the jelly and it's there. And that's what you do on one particular side, like that. So that almost like the bread and the jelly are one, essentially. Now, the second one you can do however you want to. Whatever. It's entirely up to you. But again, the object is to make sure that you have the whole thing covered. That is the most important part here, is to make sure that you have the whole thing covered. So you can put more on it, and here's why. This is in the side the peanut butter is getting. The peanut butter goes on the other side. And that's why you need that dusting. So you make it like that. So you put however much you want here. But back to the important part. Once you have that dusting, so to speak, on here, you'll then take your peanut butter and put that across it. Now, what causes the peanut butter to be dry and stick to the roof of your mouth is the fact you've got dry peanut butter against dry bread going into your mouth. So what you have here is you have that little hint, that dusting, that whatever you want to call it, of jelly between the bread and there, almost as a lubricant, so to speak. And then you've got it like that. Once you have that and this, you then everything matches up. And again, you can put as much jelly as you want into here. That's not the point. The point is you have to have that little crater, that little envelope, that layer of jelly across the bread before you even put the peanut butter on it. So it has to be very thin because you don't want to mess up. Make sure your peanut butter is not cold. If it's anything other than room temperature, it'll rip your bread apart. That's the other important thing about that. So keep that in mind as well. Then, you've got your peanut butter sandwich like this. You have the loveliness of a garden. But when you bite into it, it's not dry. It's not sticking to anything. It's the loveliness of the combination of the peanut butter and jelly. Yeah, that's how you do it, my friends. So, come to you from the kitchen with Brian. Join me next time. I'll figure out something else that'll be kind of interesting. But I wanted to start off with something basic, but still very important. And it is important how you make your peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Please remember that. Thanks very much. Talk to you later. Enjoy.